General Hospital will reveal. According to recent General Hospital, GH, spoilers, veteran actor Daniel Cosgrove has officially joined the cast of GH as Ezra Boyle, an ambitious politician who is expected to stir up intense drama in Port Charles. Ezra Boyle is described as a bold, sharp-witted new character with a long-term vision and a deep understanding of the political world. From the moment of his arrival, he proves himself to be a strategic and calculating man, someone who knows how to leverage relationships to achieve his goals. Ezra's entrance quickly positions him as an unexpected ally to Drew Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, who is actively working to solidify his power and expand his influence. With similar mindsets and an equal thirst for success, Drew and Ezra form what appears to be a promising alliance, one that could change the political landscape of Port Charles. Ezra brings with him a commanding presence and a talent for manipulation that could prove useful to Drew's ambitions, and threatening to others in power. Daniel Cosgrove is set to make his debut as Ezra Boyle on March 21, marking a pivotal shift in GH's narrative with the introduction of a character who possesses significant influence. But while Ezra may seem like the perfect partner in power for Drew at first, their cooperation won't remain simple for long. Ezra is not someone to be easily controlled. He has his own agenda, and as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that he's playing by his own rules. The dynamic between Drew and Ezra becomes even more complicated when Ezra crosses paths with Willow, Caitlin McMullen, a woman who once shared a deep romantic connection with Drew. What starts as a chance meeting quickly develops into something more. Ezra is immediately captivated by Willow's beauty, intelligence, and quiet strength. Unlike the calculated relationships he usually encounters in political circles, Willow presents something rare: sincerity, depth, and emotional clarity. Ezra, typically reserved and focused on his career, finds himself unexpectedly drawn to Willow, and he wastes no time in pursuing her. Meanwhile, Willow, who had once been enamored with Drew, begins to see Ezra in a new light. His commanding intellect, political prowess, and composed nature ignite something in her that she thought she had long buried. Drew's impulsiveness and ambition, which once excited her, no longer satisfy the emotional stability she craves. In contrast, Ezra offers her a sense of grounded purpose and thoughtful companionship, qualities that gradually pull her in. As Ezra courts Willow with his refined charm and clear intentions, it becomes apparent that Willow is beginning to fall for him. Her heart, once tethered to Drew, starts drifting toward a man who sees her not as a bystander in his plans, but as someone to cherish. For all her strength, Willow is also a woman capable of deep emotion, and in Ezra, she finds someone who speaks to her desire for honesty and depth, even if that means letting go of the past. The once solid alliance between Ezra and Drew is now in jeopardy. What began as a mutually beneficial political partnership evolves into a complicated entanglement of personal rivalry and romantic betrayal. Drew, who had welcomed Ezra as an asset to his strategic plans, now faces the painful realization that he may lose not only his political advantage but also the woman he once loved, and perhaps still does. With Ezra Boyle's arrival, General Hospital is preparing for a new wave of tension, betrayal, and emotional complexity. Daniel Cosgrove's portrayal of this ambitious, layered character promises to shake up the dynamics of Port Charles in a major way. Whether Ezra becomes a powerful ally, a ruthless enemy, or a surprising love interest, one thing is certain: his presence is about to change everything. Ezra's arrival not only disrupts the political landscape of Port Charles but also throws the once stable relationship between Drew and Willow into complete turmoil. What was once a strong emotional bond between Drew and Willow begins to unravel as she finds herself drawn to Ezra in ways she never expected. Willow had once been captivated by Drew, his ambition, his strength, and the passion that fueled his every decision. There was an undeniable energy between them, an intensity that made their connection seem unbreakable. However, over time, Willow began to realize that Drew's impulsiveness and tunnel vision approach to life were more exhausting than exhilarating. While he thrived on risk-taking and high-stakes moves, she found herself craving something different: stability, wisdom, and a sense of long-term purpose. Ezra represents everything Drew is not. From the moment she meets him, Willow is struck by his presence. He exudes confidence not through reckless action, but through careful calculation. He does not rush to prove himself or act out of pure emotion. Instead, he is methodical, composed, and always in control of his surroundings. Unlike Drew, who often allows his emotions to cloud his judgment, Ezra approaches life with a level-headed pragmatism that intrigues Willow. His decisiveness is not impulsive but strategic, making her feel as though she is finally in the presence of someone who truly understands the weight of his choices. What starts as mere admiration quickly turns into something deeper. Ezra's intelligence, his political prowess, and the way he carries himself with quiet authority all fascinate Willow. Conversations with him are not just fleeting exchanges, they are meaningful, thought-provoking discussions that challenge her to see the world in a different light. He does not simply tell her what she wants to hear. He presents her with perspectives she had never considered, making her feel valued not just as a woman, but as an equal, someone whose opinions and insights matter. Drew, unaware at first of the growing connection between Willow and Ezra, begins to sense a shift. Willow, once unwaveringly supportive of him, now seems distracted, her thoughts occupied by something, or someone, else. The realization dawns on him like a slow-burning fire, painful and undeniable. He had taken for granted that Willow would always be by his side, but now, for the first time, he faces the possibility of losing her. And not just to anyone, but to Ezra, the very man he had welcomed as an ally. Ezra's arrival is not just a political power move, it is a game-changer on every level. His presence alone forces Drew to confront his own shortcomings, to recognize the cracks in the foundation of his relationship with Willow. But is it too late for Drew to salvage what he had, or has Ezra already taken a place in Willow's heart that Drew can never reclaim? As the tension escalates, Port Charles braces for the impact of Ezra Boyle's influence, not just in the political sphere, but in the deeply personal entanglements that are set to unfold. Daniel Cosgrove, known for his standout performances in iconic soap operas such as Days of Our Lives, All My Children, As the World Turns, and Guiding Light, brings a wealth of experience and complexity to his new role. His addition to General Hospital promises to breathe fresh life into the show, particularly as Ezra Boyle is set to be one of the most formidable and multi-layered characters Port Charles has seen in years. Whether as a power player in the political arena or a disruptor in the lives of those around him, Ezra is here to make his mark, and his presence will be impossible to ignore. The casting process for Daniel Cosgrove in General Hospital was filled with unexpected turns, ultimately leading to an exciting new opportunity for both the actor and the show. Initially, Cosgrove auditioned for the role of Jack Brennan, a character that had been vacated when Charles Measure chose to step away from the soap. The showrunners eventually cast Chris McKenna in the role, but Cosgrove's audition left a lasting impression. Recognizing his talent and potential, the GH team saw an opportunity to introduce him to the show in a completely different capacity. Rather than allowing an experienced and well-respected actor to slip away, the creative team crafted an entirely new character, Ezra Boyle, tailor-made to be a formidable force in Port Charles. Ezra Boyle's creation was not just a last-minute decision, but a carefully considered move to introduce a politically ambitious and intellectually sharp character into the GH universe. Unlike Jack Brennan, who had already been established in the storyline, Ezra would be a fresh, original addition with his own narrative, motivations, and conflicts. This decision allowed General Hospital to capitalize on Cosgrove's strengths as an actor while also adding a compelling new element to the show's ongoing story arcs. His portrayal of Ezra is set to bring a level of depth, intrigue, and tension that will leave both characters and viewers wondering about his true intentions. For Cosgrove, this opportunity arrived at a critical moment in his career. In a recent interview, he expressed his enthusiasm for returning to the world of daytime television, a genre that has played a significant role in his acting journey. However, his path back to the screen was not as straightforward as one might expect. Following the 2023 actors' strike, which caused disruptions across the entertainment industry, Cosgrove found himself re-evaluating his future. The uncertainty surrounding Hollywood and the prolonged halt in productions left many actors in limbo, and Cosgrove was no exception. Faced with limited opportunities and an industry still struggling to recover, he began contemplating whether it was time to step away from acting altogether. During this period of transition, Cosgrove took an unexpected detour into a completely different field, car sales. While he remained passionate about acting, the reality of financial stability led him to explore new professional avenues. Selling cars was a practical move, allowing him to maintain a steady income while figuring out his next steps. However, despite embracing this new venture, the desire to return to acting never fully faded. It was something he had dedicated years of his life to, something that had become ingrained in his identity. Then, just when he began to accept the idea of leaving the entertainment world behind, the opportunity from General Hospital arrived, and it changed everything. The offer to portray Ezra Boyle came at precisely the right time, reigniting his passion for performance and reminding him why he fell in love with acting in the first place. The role presented him with the chance to play a multidimensional, dynamic character, someone who could shape the future of Port Charles in unexpected ways. With his official debut as Ezra Boyle set for March 21, Cosgrove has fully embraced this second chance. He has spoken openly about his appreciation for the opportunity, describing his time on set as a reinvigorating experience. From the moment he stepped back onto a soap opera set, he was reminded of the unique energy and fast-paced environment that made daytime television so special. The camaraderie among the cast, the commitment to storytelling, and the thrill of bringing a complex character to life all contributed to his renewed enthusiasm for the industry. The introduction of Ezra Boyle marks a significant turning point in the unfolding drama of General Hospital. Unlike many newcomers who enter the soap as secondary players, Ezra has already been positioned as a key figure in the Port Charles landscape. His arrival is expected to shake up political dynamics, introduce new rivalries, and challenge established power structures. Whether he is forming alliances, manipulating situations to his advantage, or disrupting personal relationships, Ezra is set to make a lasting impact. His influence will not be limited to Drew Quartermain, his supposed ally, but will likely extend to other major characters, setting the stage for both political maneuvering and emotional upheaval. For longtime fans of Cosgrove, this role is a welcome return to the type of compelling storytelling that has defined his career. Known for his impressive performances in some of daytime television's most iconic series, including Days of Our Lives, All My Children, As the World Turns, and Guiding Light, Cosgrove has demonstrated his ability to bring depth and authenticity to every role he portrays. His transition into the role of Ezra Boyle will be no different. With his sharp wit, commanding presence, and ability to navigate both political and personal conflicts, Ezra is not a character to be underestimated. His arrival is expected to create waves of drama, setting off conflicts that will reverberate through Port Charles for months to come. And with Cosgrove at the helm, viewers can anticipate a nuanced and captivating performance, one that will keep them eagerly tuning in to see what happens next. With Ezra Boyle officially stepping into the game, General Hospital is on the brink of entering a stormy and unpredictable new era. His presence alone is enough to disrupt the status quo, shaking up not only the political dynamics of Port Charles but also the deeply intertwined relationships that define its residents. What initially seemed like a strategic alliance with Drew Quartermain is rapidly evolving into something far more complex. A high-stakes chess match where loyalty is fleeting, alliances shift like sand, and the lines between personal and political ambitions blur beyond recognition. Ezra is not merely another player in the grand political scheme, he is a game-changer, a force that will test the resilience and adaptability of those around him. His calculated intelligence, commanding charisma, and ability to manipulate situations to his advantage make him both a formidable ally and a dangerous adversary. However, what truly sets him apart is his ability to wield power not just in boardrooms or behind closed doors, but in the realm of human emotions, and no one is more susceptible to this than Willow. Willow, once utterly captivated by Drew, now finds herself questioning everything she thought she wanted. The man who once seemed so strong, decisive, and powerful in her eyes now pales in comparison to the sheer magnetism and sophistication of Ezra Boyle. With his refined charm, unwavering confidence, and ability to maintain control even in the most volatile of situations, Ezra embodies the kind of leader Willow has never encountered before, one who does not act impulsively but moves with precision, strategy, and intent. Unlike Drew, who has always led with passion and an unfiltered sense of ambition, Ezra presents himself as a man who plays the long game, one who calculates his every move and ensures that when he makes a decision, it is irreversible. And as Willow finds herself drawn deeper into his world, she must face an uncomfortable truth: her heart may no longer belong to Drew. But does Ezra truly care for Willow, or is she simply a pawn in his larger political ambitions? Is his interest in her genuine, or is he using her as a tool to undermine Drew in both his personal and professional life? Ezra is a man who never does anything without a purpose, and while his charm is undeniable, so is his ability to manipulate people to serve his greater goals. For Drew, the revelation that his trusted ally may have stolen the woman he once loved is a devastating betrayal, one that could ignite a bitter conflict between two men who were once working toward the same objective. How will Drew react when he realizes that his grip on both power and love is slipping away? Will he attempt to fight for Willow, or will he turn his anger toward Ezra, setting off a war that extends beyond politics and into the realm of personal vengeance? With Ezra Boyle's explosive arrival, General Hospital is preparing for a dramatic shakeup that will leave no one unscathed. The shocking betrayals, shifting allegiances, and emotional turmoil he brings will force Port Charles's most powerful figures to re-evaluate their positions and decide just how far they are willing to go to maintain control. Will Ezra emerge victorious, securing both political dominance and romantic conquest, or will his schemes backfire in ways even he could not predict? And most importantly, is Willow truly falling for the enigmatic Ezra, or is she merely a casualty in a battle she never asked to be a part of? As the tension builds and the stakes continue to rise, one thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same again. Stay tuned for the explosive debut of Ezra Boyle and the chaos that follows in his wake.